with half a brain can see that humankind has gone insane, to the point where I don't know if I'll upset the status quo if I throw poison into water main. Can listen close to everybody's heart and hear that breaking sound. Hopes and dreams are shattering apart and crashing to the ground. I cannot believe my eyes, how the world's filled with filth and lies. But it's plain to see evil inside of me is on the rise.
Look around, we're living with the lost and found. Just when you feel you've almost drowned, you find yourself on solid ground, and you believe there's good in everybody's heart. Keep it safe and sound. With hope you can do your part to turn a life around. I cannot believe my eyes. Is the world finally growing wise? 'Cause it seems to me some kind of harmony is on the rise.
Anyone with half a brain could spend their whole life howling in pain.
The things that I'm
'Cause the dark is everywhere and Penny doesn't seem to care. That soon the dark in me is all that will remain.
And I believe
listen close to everybody's heart and hear that breaking sound. Hopes and dreams are shattering apart and crashing to the ground. I cannot believe my eyes, how the world's filled with filth and lies. But it's plain to see evil inside of me is on the rise.
And welcome everyone. Welcome every two of you to the Insomnia Ramble stream. We're going to go a little bit tonight. I don't know how long a little bit's going to be, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be a little bit. I have an IRL commitment for tomorrow, and I've got a feeling I'm going to get pushed to the wire on this. I guess I should probably explain. On the 22nd of December, my mom passed away. It wasn't something sudden and unexpected. It was coming for a time. My dad passed away in February. And usually with long-term life partners, when one goes within 6 months, the other one usually goes. Well, she held on for about 10. And she finally went. And so us kids are all together doing the things that we can do. And one of the things I've had the pleasure and curse to be able to do is normally what I'll do is I always write the obits. I've written like a half dozen obits in the past 2 years for friends and family. Also, I put together the video packages that they show at the viewings. You know, those little slideshows of pictures of people doing stuff and being in their happier times. Although I swear to God, my Irish twin sister sent me a picture of her with mom in like her last day. Or no, it was my dad in his last day with my mom. And I'm like, there's no fucking way that's going into the slideshow. That's goddamn depressing. Because whereas, you know, mom kind of had her set up with a little bit of lucidity before she left, Dad pretty much went out of it. So, he was kind of a drooling mess at the end. So, yeah, there's no way that picture's going in. She also had some picture where Mom was sitting up, and you could see all the bruises up and down her arms from all the falls and stuff that she had taken. I'm like, that ain't going in either. Fuck that. But, so, anyway, I've got, the obit's already been written. It's been sent and doctored once again by my Irish twin sister because she can't leave things the fuck alone. Me being the actual writer, but her being the actual busybody. So I expected that to happen. I knew it was going to happen. It's happened the other 2 times that it's been family involved, and she's dicked around with it. So I'm reserved. I know what card she's gonna play. So if we ever play two-handed euchre, I'd whoop her ass because she's incredibly transparent with how she does things. But I'm putting together the slideshow, and I've been doing that up until airtime tonight. I was putting in the slideshow, and I was doing the do, and I'm like, I need more pictures because, okay, the funeral homes will tell you 35 to 50 pictures if you hand them the pictures and they put it together. If you put it together and hand over a slideshow to the funeral home, they don't give a fuck. So you can put as many as you want in there. And my mom being mostly a single mother for the majority of my life, I want to make sure she's well represented. The pictures that I had scanned in, that I had given to her, had died on a former computer that I had. But I still had some backups. So I was going through trying to find the backups of the discs that I had. I did find one from 2007, which was about the time I did the scans. It only had about 40 pictures on it. So, got that scanned. Got that in. I started calling to the family and friends that are around saying, hey, you got any pictures of Mom and yourself, or just Mom, so we can put them into the slideshow. Didn't get much of a reaction back. My oldest brother wasn't much of a picture taker, so that was going to be a well that went dry very quickly. So I'm content with that. I'm good with that. My Irish twin, on the other half, she is obsessive with taking pictures. So I start getting, I'm trying to tell her how to upload. And unfortunately, she's into Apple products. And Google don't tolerate no Apple and vice versa. So there's no fucking way that she could send the pictures to me via cloud. She couldn't just upload them via cloud. So I'm like, okay, well, just do this then. You guys got a scanner, right? Yeah, we got a scanner. Okay, great. Go ahead, scan them. And her children were there, my nieces and nephews, and I'm like, they should know how to make a zip file. So just scan all the pictures, make a zip file, send it in an email to me. So she ends up sending like one email, not zipped. There were like 12 pictures in it, and they were all duplicated. So I'm like, what the hell? And I'm like, okay, just, even if it's early morning tomorrow morning, just scan them all. Matter of fact, lay them all out on the bed, because I'm sure that you have a flatbed scanner, because you're married to a cowboy lawyer gourmet, so I'm sure that he needs to send documents. So fill as many as you can on that screen with pictures. I'll cut them out, I'll crop them, I'll do the unsaturation on them, I'll fix them, I'll make them nice and pretty. And so about 15 minutes ago, I start getting pictures on Facebook. Now, these aren't scanned pictures. These are pictures of pictures. to where you can actually even see the flash in them. You can see the bendy parts on the older pictures. And I'm just like, oh my god. So yeah, I asked my Irish twin to call the funeral home and see if they can get a 2-for-1 coffin deal, because I'm going to strangulate the bitch. She'd drive me insane. But tomorrow is the viewing, the day after is the internment, and everything's said and done. So we'll have that done, we'll have that out of the way, and we can all breathe a sigh of relief and be additionally depressed, or go through whatever stages that we children and grandchildren need to go through. I don't know. I've always taken a strange look at death. I've kind of accepted the fact that it is a natural process. It's going to happen to everybody. But the most important thing is to make sure that those people that you have affection for and that you love, you fucking tell them. You let them know. If there is any beef or any grief that needs to be settled, do it ASAP. And good morning, Jacob Novo.
Hey, Jacob Novo.
Get that shit done. Get it out of the way. Because, yeah, I mean, drunk driver could take out you or that person that you have a beef with. An artery could rupture, knock you dead. You could masturbate and have a brain hemorrhage.
That's a way to go, I suppose.
Well, yeah, but the worst part is, like if you're in a chair masturbating at your computer, and somebody comes in and finds your pants down around your ankles, big old smile on your face. I'm just hoping that rigor sets in at that point, because I would hate to be found dead clutching a limp dick. I'm not into that. I'm not about it. So good morning, Kadant.
Morning, Doc.
How are you?
I exist. So that's a start.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like what's it? I'd been drowning deep into my head for the past week. And it's probably a mix of a multitude of things, one of which being I really hate the fucking holidays. Like with a virulent passion. And then it was just, it was bad. Like it was really bad, Doc. Like I don't know, like if I was, if I was all that entertaining or positive or happy or anything like that. Like it was really, really rough and yeah.
Well, that's why sometimes sometimes I envy clowns, because they can legitimately just paint a smile on their faces.
Well, yeah, but I'm not Mexican, so I don't need to cake on that much makeup.
Huh?
Have you ever seen like chola bitches?
Yes, I have.
Yeah. Yeah, where they have like the lip liner that goes around their lips, and then they shave their eyebrows off to draw on like the clown eyebrows. Yeah.
Yeah, those are scary. Those are
Yeah,
very scary.
that's what I was talking about. I was being cunty because I had to be. But I got to talk with my friend who I may have mentioned before. If you ever see the name Residential Dragon pop in screen,
Okay.
in the chat of a stream, she, like Muffin Button, I know in my regular life. When Muffin had moved up to to Oregon from California. Like it was because her residential dragon, Muffin and I, the three of us girls would get into all sorts of shenanigans, and we were just three cunty peas in a pod together, and it was beautiful and glorious and amazing. And when Muffin went, it wound up being residential dragon and I just hanging out and being salty, shady bitches with each other, um, and going on random adventures and random drives and listening to music and we actually started this thing. Well, it's not something we started, but we named it. We would call it a rant and ride, where we would just go on a drive and we would bitch about the shit that fucking went. Oh, and she hit me up today. She's like, "How am I supposed to rant? How are we supposed to go on a rant and ride with you so far away?" And I'm like, "I'm sorry. If you want, like, I can get on my earbuds while I'm driving home, and we can kind of do it that way. It's not quite the same, but like it's the closest." But instead, we wound up having like a little chit chat or whatever. Like we talked on the phone when I finally got home from work because I got off earlier than I had expected, and yeah, we we went on a bitch fest with each other because
Yeah.
gods and when I told her that I had like fallen deep in my head and I was emotioning and like and she's just like, "No, what's happened to you? You need to get out of the cold. Like, who are you?" Because I wasn't, like, at least not too often or openly. Like, I've never really been a super emotional person.
Yeah.
And then for some reason, like, especially recently, especially this past year, like, it's just been like, either my age is catching up with me or something, but all of a sudden, like, I'm starting to, like, shit will actually get to me. When most of the time it was easy for me to just turn all that shit into like pure rage,
Yeah.
and then I would go on like Kadun rants.
Um. Good morning, Ms. Murder.
Hi, Ms. Murder.
I've, I'll be honest. My big thing is, um, uh, I don't know how to really explain it with just saying that I've got empathy. Um, I can feel what people feel, and I've learned to become like a shock absorber. I've learned to be able to pull that out to get rid of the extremis on it. Um, yeah, that's why I'm kind of a huggy person. Um, I was always the kind of person like when I was mentoring or teaching people in call centers, male or female. I always like have a hand on the shoulder or hand on their forearm, to make sure I could gauge what their mood was and figure out how easiest to come at them so everything got explained. Um, and that's what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. I'm going to be absorbing a lot of grief tomorrow, because my mom was loved, and yeah, I'm pretty sure she'll be missed.
Mhm.
Um, there's there was a she could be a rowdy so and so, and you know, raising three kids by herself, or for the majority of us being kids. Um, she she had a way with keeping the humor, even when we were packing up in the middle of the night because we couldn't pay the rent anymore, and we had to move and go someplace else. Um, it was always more of an adventure than it actually was a trial or tribulation. Um, I didn't even really know. I just knew there were a lot of black people in the projects, but I didn't know how bad we were off. Because, when you get below a certain economic bracket. Is that the one from the door? Oh, God.
What?
It's all melty still.
Just eat the fucking popsicle.
No way. But sorry, I was pouring ice.
Hi, Fat Andy.
Good morning, Fat Andy. But you know, I just knew that everybody was poor, and the '70s really wasn't that racist. You know, there weren't a lot of Klan people running around. There weren't a lot of Black Panthers throwing up a fisted salute. You know, La Raza was nowhere to be seen. So, yeah, I mean, people got along. I mean, it's just when other people started stretching the racial divide, when you started getting to the 80s and the haves and the have-nots discussions, all that shit, yeah, that's when things really started getting out of whack. But like my mom was the stitch remover of the projects because people couldn't afford to go back to the doctor to get stitches taken out. So invariably, kids would show up at our door going, "Hey, can you take these stitches out?" And she did. I mean, she was a veterinary assistant, and well, most of us down the projects were animals anyway, so it kind of fit the form. But that's just me talking. You know, I am going to look forward to Friday, because then I can breathe. Because
Soon.
I'll be honest. I saw her 2 days before she died, and I knew I was not going to see her alive again. And so I haven't seen the body yet. And I have no idea how I'm going to react. Because the only time I ever really lost my shit, or kind of lost my shit and I had to leave, was when my grandmother died. She was the matriarch of the family. And I had a really hard time because, like, I was one of the kids who would come over and help, like, when she needed to be washed, because she had degenerative arthritis. And it got to the point where her spine had degenerated. So we couldn't even move her without her screaming in pain. But it's something that actually had to be done. You know, you have to prevent the bed sores and all that shit. But yeah, seeing her lying there really fucked me up. Now my grandfather, you know, we kind of knew that was going to happen, and you know, he's all right with God and everything, and he was my father figure. You know, I did have to shed some tears there, but you know, he was 93, so you can't really say, oh gosh, he never had the chance to live. Because, shit, you know, you live for almost a fucking century. And, yeah, I think he got a lot of living in. When my dad died, we really weren't that close. So, I was good with the role that I had. Now, I have no idea. So, I have no idea how I'm going to react. I'm just going to take it as it comes. I'm going to see what kind of wave hits me. But Mom and I had a very nice talk before the last time that I saw her. And it was kind of nice because she snapped out of it. Because she was really just completely out of it. Just the drugs and the pain, and I came in to get time alone, and I snapped her out for a brief amount of time. so we could sit back and at least have a lucid conversation. Um, so yeah, I don't feel bad. I don't think there was anything that was left to be said, except for it's okay to go if you want to go. Because I have problems with people who are like, oh, well, we don't want you to die, blah, blah, blah. It's like, but fuck it. People have to die sometime. It's
Hmm.
part of the contract. You know, let them go. And hopefully they can go with how they want and in a dignified manner. Don't play up the whole bullshit of what am I going to do if you go? Well, guess what? You're going to live longer. That's what you're going to do. So fuck right off, make your amends, make the people comfortable, give them as much love as you can, and then, let the Celestials take care of the rest.
Yeah, like that's the thing that a lot of people, you know, I'm I have told my family that it doesn't matter how old I am, if I wind up having to be on life support in any way, shape, or form, take me off of it. If I pull through, I pull through. If I don't, I don't. But don't, you know, and if I wind up like getting to an age where I'm in a constant amount of pain, don't try and, keep doing what you got to do to keep me going. Just sometimes it's time to go.
Yeah, yeah, don't.
And I'm actually really happy to hear that, your mom you got to have that lucid moment with your mom.
Yeah, I mean, don't plug me in. I'm not a fucking toaster. When it's
Exactly.
time to go, it's time to go. And Ms. Murder, I do appreciate that. Um, she was an awesome chick, and it took her a while to get in her mind that she was right with her God. I think that was her. I think that was her big hesitation at the end. Was that she needed to have some type of reassurance that whatever God that she believed in was waiting for her with open arms. I personally, I got a DNR. So, fuck that. When I die, I die. I stop being a burden on society. And they're going to cremate me. And they're going to spread my ashes like peanut butter somewhere. Don't care. Because once I'm dead, I'm dead. If there is anything afterwards, it sure as hell isn't going to entail coming back to this reality. Once I'm dead, this reality's done. And I'm off to
Well,
someplace else. If there is a someplace else. I'm not certainly convinced. I'm trying to spend a lot of time in that headspace just to say I need to do the best I can right now because this is the only shot that I got. I could be wrong.
see me, I don't know. I'm one of those people who, based on one of the laws of thermodynamics, energy can neither be created nor destroyed. And, our body is processing that energy, but that our body is not us. When our bodies can still be there, not having it decomposed yet, but you'd still look at it and be like, oh, this person has gone, like they've gone, and it's because what made us us, has that energy that was us, in my opinion, has transferred, because energy can neither be created nor destroyed, only transferred. And so that energy is transferred, and so I think that, like my whole personal thing is, yeah, I think there's something more. What it is, it won't be the same as what I'm experiencing now, or what you're experiencing now. Like you said, that's a good way to put it. It's not this reality.
Yeah,
This is your shot at this reality, at this life.
yeah. I, I, I just don't like religions that say, well, you know, you might have the chance to do it over again. No, 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 that's not going to happen. Oh, by the way, good morning, Nurse Wicked. She,
Hi, Wicked. Hi, Mama Nursey.
she's, I say as she's sitting 4 feet away from me.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, we've had a chance to talk a lot about death and dying, and it's got, it's ultimately got to be a positive experience, unless you're dealing with, like a 2-year-old catches a stray bullet, an infant has crib death, stuff like that. Good morning, Lionel Valentine.
Hi, Lionel. When I die, isn't people to process my carcass? I want to be okay, Fat Andy.
Yeah. So you want to be 9 res?
He wants to be fed to Niner-res.
N-
Niner-res.
Niner res? Niner.
Nine. Oh, Knee 99 3-res.
Mm, is that like 99 Luftballons?
That's exactly like 99 balloons.
I mean, oh, mm, too much popsicle in my mouth.
There's never such thing as too much popsicle.
I'd have to go to the X-Men Academy to train with that much popsicle that I just had in my mouth. Now I'm going to get a brain freeze. God damn it. Oh, fucking. Oh. Yeah, I did though. Kind of like a Harry Houdini. I told my mom that when she's done with the life, come see me before she goes. And I don't know if you've read much about the life of Harry Houdini, but his wife continued to have seances on the day of his death for her entire life. Harry Houdini gave her one word that he would that if he did come back and there was a psychic or a medium that was able to conjure him, if the psychic could give that one word to his wife, then she would know. And she never told what the word was, and the word was never given to her. But so then, I told my mom, I said, hey, listen, when you're done with this shell, just stop by and visit me before you go on to where you're going next. And I have not seen or heard hide nor hair of her. So I'm just hoping she was too busy getting her shit together to get that next experience going, that next reality. That's really the best you can hope for people that die. Is that there's
It
something
really
else
is,
lined
yeah.
up. Especially if they're uncomfortable with the life that they actually led. I hate people dying with regret. With profound regret. I mean, sure, when you die, there's probably shit you're gonna regret. But if you regret the whole life, then damn. What did you do to fuck it up and waste it? Oh, damn. It's good for me. Yeah, people are like, you should stop smoking. Smoking's going to kill you. And I was like, well, at least I can point out my killer to the police when they show up. It was him. He did it. Yeah, it was him and his 20 friends bound up in that pack right there. and a Happy Merry Christmas or whatever winter festival that you prescribe to. um, and yeah, I forgot when we were doing the birthday stream. I forgot that the whole Stream Boss thing was active the whole time. So Calder Krill came in the back door and just bitch slapped everybody. He got taken down a couple pegs, as you can see by the health-o-meter. But he's still standing strong. He's still the belt holder. And if you guys did not hear, we did give away the officially unofficial Mr. Medicare hat. The winner in the drawing happened to be Fuckwad. So
Yeah.
I'll be sending that
Congrats,
hat off to him
Fuckwad.
after we get through. I already told everybody, everybody's going to have to fuck off until I get my mom into the ground. That should be that's the only reason why I came out with it in the first place, because I really wasn't looking for any sympathy or anything, but I'd promised some people that I'd send some shit. And I'm like, well, fuck, everything goes on hold now. Got to get this done. It's a moral obligation at this point. And, I don't want to sound cold about it, but if I do the job, if I treat it like a job, I think I'll get through it faster. Put it as an objectified goal, that this is what I have to do. And yeah, I don't know. I think I can go fall apart after everything's said and done. But just for a little bit. My mom was always the kind of person that no matter what type of success that you had, she would always say, okay, well, what's next? Okay, you got here. What's next? Continue on. Move forward.
Exactly.
And I would say definitely, if you have some loved ones, make sure that they don't die around a holiday that is already as stressful and depressing as the Christ Mass. I'm personally glad in a selfish way that she didn't hold out until my birthday to pass. Because that would have sucked. Because it's like, hey, it's your birthday. Didn't your mom die on this day? They'd be like, ah. I know Nursey has to deal with that. Her mom actually passed away on her birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Which is really balls. Excuse me. Yeah, I've already told him that I'm not donating my organs unless my family gets first choice. If like any of my family is on a waiting list, they go first. Fuck everybody else. Fuck the line. If it's my family, then I want to service my family. And if that can't be done, then fuck all y'all. I'm taking them all with me. Then again, most of my organs are so fucking used up like anybody'd want them. Although it was weird, my uncle died. He had a coronary when he was in his I think his late 30s, early 40s. So he had a lot of usable parts. Matter of fact, since he was like 6'9", he had a lot of bone marrow that they harvested. It was ironic because they were going to have to pay for a bigger coffin, right? And instead of paying for a bigger coffin, since they went to harvest his bone marrow, they went in to the tibia and the fibula. And they cut those bones out, which made him shorter and he could fit into a regular casket. So actually the donation saved them some money from having to, upgrade to the XXX coffin. But he also, they donated his eyes too.
Oh, nice.
And we got the chance to meet the girl who ended up with his eyes. And I had to excuse myself because I couldn't stop staring.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I knew those eyes. I've had conversations where I've looked into those eyes. And they were physically his eyes, but they are not his eyes. Not anymore. They got a different owner. And that just kind of weirded me out because, in some ways, I'm a pretty existential person. It's not like I would have looked in the eyes and gone, "Hey, uncle," and he would have winked at me or something. But I was just like, yeah, it's just a body part. That's all it is. That's not the essence of the person. Have we gone into dark territory now?
Nah.
Well, now, Lionel, technically, they might be able to put your brain into a sex robot. So you wouldn't have to miss the sex. There you go. I don't know. I don't want to overstay my welcome. I think there is a set time when I'm supposed to go. And I will go at that time. That appointment's already made. It's been written. I just have to make sure that I've come to grips with the person that I was, with the attempt that I made through this life. Because this was my one shot at this place. And I hope I did it right. But, you never will know. I don't know. Should I tell the light story?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I pushed to get Mom back to consciousness, and I was down literally for 2 days afterwards. I couldn't do shit. And I started talking to her, and I told her that I loved her, and I said, you really don't need to be here for me, because you will always live in my heart. You've always rented space in my heart. You're my mom. I love you. And she was able to mumble, "I love you too." And she was sitting up. No, she was in hospice. The bed was mostly in sitting position, and I propped another pillow back behind her head so she could look out. There was like a picture window that you could look out into the courtyard. There wasn't much there to actually look at, like there were no Christmas trees or any lighting going on there. It was basically looking out. And as I was talking to her, she started looking away from me, and I'm like, "Mom, what are you looking at?" And she said something that I didn't understand, and I turned around and I looked out the window to see what she was looking at, because that's basically where she was focusing. I turned back around, and in her eyes, there are pinpoints of light in her eyes, and they're growing, like something you would see off the reflection of, like maybe a street lamp that was about 50 or 60 yards outside and away, but there were no outside light sources. The inside lights were all turned down. So there was no illumination in the room or outside of the room that could have lit up her eyes. And it was just like somebody had taken like a bunch of very tiny flashlights and were shining it into her eyes. I mean, it wasn't like, glowing, are you Gozer the Gozerian? That kind of shit. It wasn't like evil possessed eyes. It was just like pinpoints of light that were coming together in her eyes. And I just looked at her and I'm like, there are people waiting on you, aren't there? And she just looked at me and nodded. And I'm like, so you've been keeping them waiting for a reason? Is there somebody that you need to see? And she kind of shook her head. And I'm like, well, I mean, you got to do what you got to do, Ma. But yeah, it looks like you got a lot of friends that are hanging out. You got a lot of people that are ready and willing and able to escort you to the other side. I'm like, are you scared? And she shook her head no. I'm like, all right, cool. Well, you can go anytime now. The meter isn't running. They're here and they're waiting for you. So whenever you're ready to lift off, I'm happy to know. Now I won't see you again because you'll be past by the time I have the availability to come back and see you. But you stop by and see me. Yeah, stop by and see me before your friends take you off to wherever they have to go. And a lot of weird things have been happening around. Now, my Irish twin sister does not believe in ghosts or spirits or anything. She's all about the Jesus Christ. That it's got to follow Bible rules or no rules at all. But she's started to see things. Especially because she's a hospice nurse. So she's like, I've seen things that I really can't explain. And it's like, yep, well, that shit happens. And even Wicked came into the room and she's like, this room is crowded. There are a lot of spirits here waiting for her to go. And I'm like, oh, I'm kind of not surprised. So I don't know what to think about it. It just happened. So I'm not even going to try to explain it. But it was kind of nice that once I kissed her and I left because I was worn out. I was fucking worn out. She just kept saying, I love you over and over again. As I walked out, and I had to stop, and I turned back, and I gave her another kiss, and I said, you better. And I smiled at her, and I winked, and then I left, and that's the last time I saw her alive.
I would say that's a pretty good last moment,
Yeah. Some people just don't get that. The opportunity not being afforded to them. And that's why I always say, make your peace before you have to scramble to make your peace. Get the bullshit out of the way because there might not be an opportunity to do that. And it's never like the movies. Because there really are no redemption tales at the very end. You really need to get that shit out of the way and off your plate as fast as you can. If there's somebody that you think that you've slighted or done wrong, and it's somebody that you love, admire, appreciate, somebody that didn't deserve the disrespect, then just get it off your plate. So, do you think we've bored the people enough?
Um, well, we still got 10, and Lionel seems that shit's so bittersweet. My rectum puckered in on its. Okay, all right. Thank you. Okay, all right. Yeah, Lionel, you uh, oh, alrighty.
Yeah, this is yeah, it kind of puts you on a slow roll. Uh, oh, well, I tell you what. Let's ask the typical question.
Mm-hmm.
Since it is post holiday, uh, what was your favorite gift that you received?
I haven't received all the gifts yet.
Okay, well, let's go with so far.
Um, well, shit. Like each gift has a the each gift was picked specifically for me, for certain reasons. Like what's its Muffin had given me her gift early, and it was a pack of Diplo playing cards, as well as a book that she had created for me. It's a little picture book, which I need to go and flip through, but it's very special, and it holds a lot of meaning, and it's probably that. Honestly, it's probably that. My family hasn't sent any gifts yet, and neither has Residential Dragon. My family, mostly because of time constraints as well as financial constraints. Although I can totally understand, and I hope that my gift will be able to help them with the latter at least, because basically I sent my family money because, like, I want to, now that I can help, I want to be able to help them in some way.
Uh,
So I did that.
good morning, Mark.
Hey, hey, what's up? How you doing? Background music.
Oh, did you see what Wicked wrote you?
I want Kadant to send me a topic, a theme, so I can customize a story for her. Um, well, Wicked, you write smut.
She does.
Well, there we go. Custom. There's your custom theme right there. Smut.
No, that's just a general topic. You have to throw
Okay.
her like maybe a kink or something.
Oh God.
And good morning, gaming and yelling.
Hey, gaming. Yo quiero Taco Bell. Pinche cabrón. No. Actually, I kind of do want Taco Bell. Hey, Addie.
Oh, good morning, Addie.
Yeah.
So far away from me, so far
Oh.
I just can't see. I don't know what's wrong with my fucking volume. Just gah, in and out and in and out.
Oh my God. Why is everybody talking about elves today?
I'm not.
Hey,
I don't like
Buzz.
elves.
Yeah, no, well, that's the thing. That's the thing is, like, what's it? Cause cause Merc is angry about elves. Lionel is horny for elves. I was Hi, Lysis. I was I was actually cause Antihero was had made a post about he's not an elf, And I'm like, yes, you are. You're the Thranduil kind of owl. Like, I was being a little cunt, and it was kind of fun. And it's just like, that seems to be a common theme today.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah, by the
Trippy.
way, good morning, Buzz. Good morning, Lysis. And good morning, Trippy.
Yeah.
Um, my brother sent me a travel mug.
Yeah?
Yeah, a travel mug. With a metal straw and a little brush to clean out the metal straw. And bless his heart, he tries. He also sent what? Wait a minute. He also sent me. Where'd it go? Yo quiero keychain. There we go. Okay. He sent me this. A keychain. I don't have keys, by the way, because I don't go anywhere. I don't do anything. But it says, always remember that you are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, smarter than you think, and loved more than you know.
That's sweet.
Yeah, that's syrupy. I'm okay with that. I can deal with it. But yeah, he's the one person who's always made sure to say, "Here's your Christmas and here's your birthday present." I guess because when we were kids, we shared the same room, and I guess I infinitely bitched about it until he moved out. I guess what gaming? Okay, here, gaming yelling. I'm gonna. I don't know why
Just
it
link
keeps
'em.
fuckering up. It was roller coastering the whole goddamn time. For the bash, for the extravaganza. Okay.
Dude, that was. Did you have fun?
Yeah, I did. Almost killed a complete bottle of vodka. And my niece did tune in, but she tuned in when I think it was Muffin was trying to sing Norah Jones.
Oh, yeah.
And she was like, I only stayed for about 5 minutes because, I like that girl, but she wasn't syncing up with the music and it was driving me insane.
Well, she should have stuck around until until Muffin had done it a cappella, because that would have. Oh my God, gaming and yelling. Seriously. You.
She can jiggle my cables later.
When he's not live on stream.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. It just OBS decides when to fuck with me.
As does Wicked.
Yeah, that's pretty much her call. That's her court. Let's see.
You're mad at Doc. Why are you mad at Doc?
Because I don't know. I guess I haven't sent him the link yet.
You know what, Addie? I believe it.
Oh my.
Oh my.
Here's my thou. I say. Oh. Yeah, but yeah, I should apologize to Lo-Fi too, because I didn't think I had the energy that should have been proportional for the doctor on call. I don't think I did a very good job, and that's not me fishing for any type of compliment. That's just me stating a subjective fact. But I was doing some hair of the dog, so that got me over. Because, oi, was I wrecked? Yeah.
Oh, Louise Guzman. I swear we talked about you.
Wait a minute. Where, was he even in the chat?
I don't I don't know.
I,
I don't know. Maybe he listened to it afterwards and realized that, you never mentioned him just offhand, even though he wasn't necessarily in the chat or active or in the stream. I don't know.
yeah.
No, wait. No. Luis Guzman was yeah, he was on it. He was on it with us. He just didn't sing,
Well,
remember?
because I didn't thank anybody at the end. Because I was fucking passed out.
Yeah. Maybe he spoke about his favorite people and favorite content creators and didn't mention. Well, yeah, that's because you're just Luis Guzman.
Well, no,
You
because he's got
know,
to put out more
you're our
content.
secondary mascot. Yeah, he's our secondary mascot. Oh gods, game. You were hey, at least you were invited to the birthday party, all right? It's not like you're a furry who didn't get invited.
Did I invite any furries? I don't think I did.
No, I was talking about I'm not gonna say the name because I'm not giving that friggin' Disney friggin' knockoff little fuckhead. I'm not giving him any more attention than he already
uh,
desires. Um,
and it was
but
my pleasure, Buzz. That was fun. That was a good song. And
yeah.
good morning,
Hey,
Outlaw.
Outlaw.
Should we let anybody on?
Oh, we're making this a short stream
Yeah, because I mean,
tonight.
this is just as much you as it is me. I mean, both of us are like, yeah, we're gonna kill this early. So, um, but no, it's up to you if you wanna. I'll.
I don't know who here in our chat right now can actually like stay short. You know, hi Outlaw, hearts. But yeah,
I don't know because it is a ramble stream. So I mean, there are people who do and there are people who don't. Um, we could always check in at Kroger.
true. And he's usually pretty good about not like, oh no, Lysis, we're not ragging on you. You're probably like one of the few furries that I interact with or have interacted with in actually you're probably the only furry I know of for sure that I've interacted with. Uh that wasn't some freaking American Jason flag mask wearing uh whatever the fuck he is.
Yeah, but he's got the lube thing
Anyway.
covered.
Yeah. I got a GMC brand in my pants. Can't stay short. Touche, Outlaw. Can make it as long or short as you want. All right, Merc. Well, I mean, I'm always down to toss our background music. Because that's the thing. We got our cunty because we have the Kadunti co-host, and then we have our Cunty co-host with Lord Byron whenever he's able, and then we have our mascot with Muffin, and then we have our secondary mascot, who's basically just the sunshine behind Magog, which is gaming and yelling, and we have our background music, which is Merc.
Very succinctly put. And then there's the woman who drags me to bed.
Yeah.
I would have her on, but when we're in the same room, it's just echo off of echo, and I don't want to exorcise her to the bathroom so she can talk on a stream. But she does have the right to like lean over to the mic anytime she wants to say something.
Okay, so Outlaw is also a furry.
Yeah, I go to
Outlaws,
Walmart.
I like
For
Outlaw.
what?
Basically, so far,
No.
the only like male furries,
I found a pair of pantyhose over there.
whether
One of those just my size things.
oh, Doc, are you about to put on some pantyhose?
Nah, but I can wear some mean fucking fishnets. I'll tell you that right now.
Damn, just sex, sex, sex.
Yep, sex und sex und sex. And a very good morning to you, oh bearded one.
Oh, good morning. It should be off. Why
I
is
don't
this
know.
on?
That's a white people problem.
Yeah, I'm having a hell of a day. I ran over my foot with a 1-ton jack already.
God.
So.
Why? Don't do that.
Yeah, it's a bad idea. I know.
Wait a minute,
Oh.
are steel toes mandatory?
No, and steel toes wouldn't have helped me in this case. I had my foot butt up against the wall, and Jack came back and cranked my leg to the side. So.
I mean, if with it being a 1-ton jack, like it's the same thing with dealing with horses. It's a good thing you weren't wearing steel toe because it likely would have just fucking bent the steel on your toes and fucked you.
That wouldn't have been the case. It didn't go over; it just rammed it right in. So what it did was it kind of bent everything upwards.
Ugh.
Ow. I know, I was wearing steel-toed boots once, and I had a bus run over my foot. It didn't hurt my foot, but I twisted my ankle because I couldn't move my foot because a big bus was running over it at the time.
Yeah, that's essentially what happened. Twisted my ankle and shit.
I did throw out the link to 2 other people. And
Oh, boy.
I don't have Outlaw's link, but if you want to throw that out, you can.
Outlaw, DM me, girl. Oh, sorry.
Man, I got beef with a YouTuber who I've been subscribed to for about, I don't know, 4 or 5 years now.
What?
Yeah, he don't even know who I am. But I know who he is. I don't know if you guys follow any of the gun channels on YouTube.
Just every so often when they've got something weird or freaky.
Okay, well, this guy is like a advice channel, and also he has a thing for revolvers. That's his whole thing. His name's the Yankee Marshal, and I will call him out every day of the week for the absolute ignorance and I don't know, intellectual dishonesty that he's putting forward recently. Now, he's catching a lot of flack from his peers, and rightly so, but he's trying to cover the whole Sargon Patreon thing, and he has no idea what's going on. He's completely talking out of his ass, and he's painting like a really shitty picture of what happened. So, he had like a 2-hour stream about it today, and what it boils down to is he's just pissed off that people are leaving his Patreon over this.
There's a lot of people. I mean, you know, we got that first and foremost from Magog last week.
Right.
I mean, he's. I mean, people are taking a stand, but there is collateral damage going on.
Well, of course, but is Magog adapting or not? Is he taking the necessary and proper steps to adapt to this changing marketplace, or is he going to bitch at his patrons?
Well, so what you're saying is he's just pissing into the wind at this point.
Yes, he is, and he's really making me mad at this. I mean, everybody else around who's, you know, everybody else who's in the sphere is adapting and overcoming. You know, Magog is adapting; he's overcoming. Aiden is doing her thing. Sargon obviously is doing his thing. Everybody's doing their thing. They're all adapting. You know, they're all getting new shit. new methods of revenue. This guy is going after his fan base. It's like, dude, I think you fundamentally misunderstand and are misrepresenting the entire scenario and situation. So why are you doing this?
Because he.
And then he took a swipe at another YouTuber recently, saying, "Oh, you're a hypocrite because you take money from Amazon, and Amazon's an anti-gun organization." It's like, that's all well and good, but Patreon's anti-free speech and anti-gun as well.
Well,
so it's like, what the fuck?
Well, it was kind of the same thing that I watched when the adpocalypse hit, because they had what the big turning point on it was that somebody had one of their ads on a Taliban channel. I think it was something to do with Middle Eastern terrorism. And then they started looking and seeing that the quote-unquote alt-righters had a lot of advertisements. They didn't bother looking at the fact that these people had tons of subs either. And they did the knee-jerk reaction, which, well, I guess technically it gave them the onus to do what they want to do, which is fuck people over and keep the money that they thought that they were going to be losing. But they basically caught themselves in a catch-22, because once they started taking away money from content creators, the people who wanted to advertise didn't really see anybody that they could advertise with that would get their message out. So it was a complete circle jerk. And a good morning to Sir Adamantine.
Hey, Anubis.
Good morning, Addie.
Did Addie join us?
Yes.
Hi, Doc.
Oh.
I'm sorry about that. I was trying to figure out where the tab that was already playing your stream was, so I could turn it muted.
Am I even here?
It was very confusing. You were everywhere, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, Louise Guzman.
Hello.
Then hi, Kadunce.
Wait,
hi,
did I
Mark.
not say hi to gaming
Hi,
and yelling? Well, good morning and welcome to the
Of course
stream.
you didn't. You always keep forgetting about me.
Hey, you know
Why?
what?
Why am I so
I'm gonna pull that dead mother card any minute now.
God damn it.
That's not fair.
Uh,
Not
And
fair.
good morning, Rackist.
There's another
taco.
douchebag that hurt my feelings.
Maybe, or I'm just trying to hit the proper demographic.
I'm on my period. What can I say?
oh,
No,
me
gaming.
too.
Gaming, to be fair, not that I don't love you, but you're always kind of a little bitch, so I don't think it's a period.
Wait, don't you love me for that reason?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's not that one time where you had your mouth firmly wrapped. Anyway.
You say it like if it's a secret or something.
Well, I'm only like half awake right now. Like as per usual.
Whew. No, I'm just burned out. Do you ever have that one relative that when somebody passes away, every time you talk to them, the first question you never want to ask them is, how are you doing? Because you know they're going to immediately burst into tears. And it's like, you know what? I knew the same person. I'm kind of sad that they passed too. But goddamn, how much are you going to get out of this? I don't know if I'm an emotional cripple or not. Am I autistic? Do I have Asperger's or something? But You know, I cry on my own time. You know, I go away and I do my mourning and I get over it. And there are just people out there who just want to share how miserable they are.
Yeah, nothing like spreading the joy, right?
Yeah, I mean, goddamn, let's be Irish about this, can't we? Let's go get a bunch of alcohol and tell good stories.
Oh, yeah, I could definitely be doing the whole alcohol thing.
Well, somebody doesn't have to die in order for that to happen.
Yeah, but somebody could.
Why take the fun out of this?
Somebody dies every day anyway.
Yeah. Oh my God.
So everybody just get drunk
I
every
was
day.
going to say, do we have like the Eeyore syndrome?
You know what though? Like for the past week, that was kind of me. I was kind of like the Eeyore syndrome. I think it had something to do with the fact that I on Christmas Day I started bleeding profusely from my vagina. So you know that could have just been like the hormones all going out of whack on top of like.
Gee, thanks.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Kadon.
Yeah, of course, Merc. Anytime. If you ever would like to discuss a woman bleeding profusely from her vagina, I mean, it's like the elevator doors from The Shining. It was a beautiful Christmas morning.
Sounds hot.
I have a woman in my life. I already have that talk.
I was just going to ask Gaming if you were feeling better yet.
A little.
Hi, Skittles, McStabby Pants.
I'm still having my cramps from my period, so, you know.
Yes, a very good morning, and I have to say Skittles McStabby Pants because I like the name. I did send Rakis the link just in case he wants to do any refutation. But so. I was asking Kadun, and I will forward the question to all y'all. What was the best Christmas gift that you got this year?
That's easy. I mean, since I only had one gift ever, was Loki. He actually, I think I already told you guys, he got me a $50 gift card to my favorite game, which was pretty badass.
Oh.
And I don't celebrate Christmas, so I don't usually never get presents from my family or nothing like that because they know not to do that because I don't celebrate Christmas. So.
Good morning in the chat.
Hi, Torish.
So, Merc, what was your favorite gift?
Well, that's a hard one. To be honest.
No. It was hard for you, maybe, when, you know, you just had to pull the bow off of Aiden's, Anyway.
Anyway. Well, Aiden got me a cooling mattress pad, which is going to be nice because the mattress pad that we had was supposed to be cooling, but it never really worked that well. So we're going to put that under that one and see how that works. But what my parents did for me was kind of insane. I mean, I've been talking about it, but they kind of cemented it. My parents got me some new luggage, and with the implication that we may be going to Hawaii or Malta this year.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah. So.
I'm trying to, and I'll think of mine in just a second. But Addie, what did you get?
Penis.
Does dirty sex count? Because I had about 6 hours of that on Christmas.
Well, wait a minute. Was there a bow involved? Oh
no. There was a. I'm not even. It was good. It was fun.
Was there a lot of giving?
It's always a lot of giving, but
there we go.
There was also an incredibly dorky kiss followed by a doubly dorky smile and a Merry Christmas. That was cute.
Aww. Okay, yeah, it totally counts.
Yeah, that'll work. Wicked got me a $20 gift card to buy my own shit because we've been married for 10 years. So, although what I bought her still hasn't arrived yet, so fuck
Same.
Groupon, assholes. Yeah, unless it's a gift card, then Groupon's completely fucking useless. I'm trying to think of. Oh, and she got me body wash because she gets me body wash of things that she wants me to smell like. And this time it was bourbon, and I was like, "Honey, I can do that the natural way."
Right.
Drink an entire bottle till you
Oh, yeah.
sweat it out.
Oh, and don't think that I wasn't sweating out that vodka all damn day. I did not throw up, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. It's usually not my penchant to get completely drunk, pass out, and then throw up. Or get completely drunk, throw up, and then pass out. I can usually hold my liquor very well. The only exceptions like 151 or higher proofs. But, I'm getting older, so, I'm going 70 proof now. And when I was doing the interview with Lo-Fi, I was, what's the old Russian saying? Keeping the wolves at bay by drinking a little bit of Fireball cinnamon whiskey. God, that stuff's good, too. That stuff, now, like when I was in my teens, and somebody said this was created long before me, but I don't remember ever seeing it until I did it. We would take one of those 5-gallon water buckets, like the athletic buckets that had a little nozzle down at the bottom of it. And we would fill it full of hot cider and 2 bottles of Jack Daniels. And we would call it Applejack.
That doesn't seem right. Like, those don't seem like two things that would mix well together.
It's very nice. It is very nice. I have found better whiskeys than Jack Daniels, but it's funny too because I kept it in my locker, in my gym locker, and I gave people I had 2 locks. I gave people the combination to one of my locks. And I'm like, anytime you guys want to go down there, grab your cup and go. And, I had the whole football team drunk. The whole 8th grade football team plastered like a motherfucker.
I think gaming at one point in time said the exact same thing. I had the whole football team drunk, right, gaming?
Yep.
Hey, Colton Krill.
Somebody has to help.
He's just showing his school spirit.
Good morning, Colton Krill. I came very close. I did come very close on the donos, and I certainly appreciate it. I have a feeling that that I'll be able to even up on it because I checked on the tickets, and I know I'm going to have to take a bus back. And it's really weird because Greyhound will certainly fuck with you dependent on the day that you want to go. And normally it's a Sunday or a Monday that they fuck with you. So I'm trying to figure out whether or not, because I had calculated a 3-day stay because my brother lives in Knoxville, but I don't have the ability to crash with him. But I was going to stay 3 days and then leave on a Tuesday and come back home then.
Hi, Viable Ninja.
Good morning, Viable Ninja. And good morning, Fading Dark.
You mean dirty Canadian?
Well, at least it's not a leafy Canadian. Good God.
Right.
Well, I'll tell that story a little bit later. But yeah, the money that I had,
I think we all witnessed it.
but like the money that I had planned for the trip out, if I cut it 1 day short, the money that was raised, I can do it. I think I can do it. But I just wanted to spend like an extra day or two with my brother to run around with him because he's. Man, he's been isolated. I mean, his family still lives up here, but he's down in Knoxville. He wants me to take some condo days, but the condo that's closest to Knoxville is like an hour away. And I'm like, how the hell am I going to get there and back? Because I'm not gonna Uber an hour fucking trip. The one that I'm looking at is like this dirty no-tell motel that's like 4 miles away. So I'm planning.
Well, again, you know that I've got a car, and you're right on the way there.
Well, I appreciate it. I probably will take you up on the getting down there, but you guys have got stuff that you're going to want to do. So, you know, I'm not gonna tie you guys down to me getting back.
Hey, don't worry about it. We'll figure something out. I mean, shit.
Hey, you know, it's the law of the bros, man. Don't get in the way when there's booty and romance to be had.
Exactly.
Well, you know, we kind of live together.
Yeah, but the rules kind of change when you get to go someplace that's new and different. People do have a tendency to turn more into fuck bunnies when they're on vacation.
True.
Well, at least that's what the white people tell me. I don't know. I've been told not to trust Whitey.
You never trust Whitey.
Yeah.
So how was your Christmas stuff?
Eventful. I am particularly having a lot of gratitude towards my mom because she didn't decide to pass on my birthday or on Christmas.
I sat around and played video games all day.
Nice.
I sobered up.
Sometimes it is nice.
I sobered up a bit.
I didn't, dude. I actually, after your stream, I went to sleep and I had some vodka over still from another bottle, and I made more screwdrivers, and I kept drunk even on the 25th. So I was like very happy.
I'm not lying. I still woke up drunk. Oh,
nice.
Shit. Wow. Call of Krill, that puts me at gold. Damn. Call of Krill dropped 150 to say, will this help you with one more day? And oh my God.
Thank you. Jesus.
Wow. That just made my heart stop for a second.
You reached gold.
I'm gold. Wow.
Well, there you go.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Damn. Hey, after I'm done, I can send you my game worn Medicare hat.
With all the fleas and all.
No, my hair is shiny and lustrous. It is without the fleas.
Well, that's no fun.
Well, there are other ways to have fun. Somebody was telling me about the trials and tribulations of bed bugs, and I never want to see those. Ugh.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's true. Hashtag well gang motherfuckers. Good morning, Michael Hatfield.
Hi, Michael.
Okay. Kadant, how do I keep going on this? I'm still kind of shell-shocked here.
I honestly, Doc, you're asking like the one person whose brain power is at woman. So my brain don't. Oh, Merc disappeared.
He did. He'll probably be back.
But haha. I'm fucking tired. I don't even fucking know. Who's a very good boy called a Krill. Yes, you are. Like, I don't know. Like, those are the two things that I default to is shitty jokes and being a cunt. So,
Okay, okay. Can I
eh?
share this story with you? Um,
Yes,
so
yes, yes.
so
Dude.
so I'm doing the slideshow for my mom's viewing tomorrow, right? I'm going through. Oh God, I can't believe I'm telling this story. I'm going through the pictures that we've shared back and forth through Facebook, and I found a couple nice ones of her. She just recently this year went and saw a roadshow cast doing Little Shop of Horrors, and that was when I lived back with my mom after I came back from the South. We were more like roommates. You know, we were going halvesies on everything, and we would go like once a week out to movies, and we saw like Little Shop of Horrors. We also saw for some reason Escape from L.A. And so I'm going back through the pictures, right? I see the Little Shop of Horrors thing, and I was like, oh, okay, great. What other pictures have I forgot that we've exchanged back and forth? Well, I go back to, what is it, 2007 with the MRSA? Yeah. I had a MRSA infection that was on my perineum, and it spread from my perineum to my scrotum. And
Yay!
I forgot because she was just like, "Oh, I want to see the picture." So there's a picture of my taint and my balls cut open that I sent to my mom.
You're such a great son.
And she was like, "Ooh, I bet that hurt." And I was like, "Fucking A, right it did." I mean, the conversation that we had afterwards. And she was like, "Oh, I've seen your balls before." And I was like, not matured and hairy. Well, but then they did actually shave me. They put me under and then they shaved me. But
I would have felt violated if somebody would put me down and then shave me. I'm like, dude, if you're gonna shave me, do it when I'm awake. What the fuck?
Well,
rude.
No, the worst part of that whole experience was when the doctor came in and he snipped all the stitches out, and then he started pulling the gauze out of my ball sack, like David Copperfield pulling scarves out of a magic hat. And he's just like, "Whoa, hey, there's a lot in here." And he pulls it all out, throws it in the trash can, and goes, "Yep, everything looks good," and he leaves. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure I'm not supposed to hear a whistling canyon where my ball sack is. Can you get the fuck back in here and, like, I don't know, staple it back shut or repack it or something? Oh no, he was gone. He was gone. He was out the fucking door. And I felt sorry because I was sitting there hitting that nurse station button. And they came in and they looked at my balls, like many people would in the next few days, and just looked at it and said, "We can't do this. We don't know how to do this." Wow. So I had to wait with the inside of my scrotum airing out for probably about 30 minutes. Yeah, about 30, 45 minutes until somebody, was it even an attending or?
Burn clinic.
Oh, it was the burn clinic guys. They called those poor bastards. And it's like, ain't nothing burnt down there. It's like, yeah, we get this all the time.
At least that you know
yeah.
of.
I had to go to the burn clinic because I've got diabetic neuropathy. And when we first moved into the ghetto house, we were like, yeah, we're going to do our best to try to clean this up. I've got a buddy who's in construction, so he gave me a bucket of mud, and I decided to pull all the nails and cover up the holes, any dents, fill them in, all that stuff. And I pulled out about a pound and a half, maybe 2 pounds worth of nails. And I went and I started patching it all up. I had one of those old little wooden step ladders. And what I didn't know was at the time how I was leaning into the rungs. They were rubbing my shins raw. So I legit rubbed my shins raw down to the bone. And I had to go to the burn clinic.
Oh.
Because apparently, like wood burn, would it be? I don't know what the fuck it was, but, you know, they gave me some cream and told me go away and come back later. Oh, no. No, if you want to tell the story about how you nursed my balls for a month, you can, but I thought you would want to... Okay, here. She's coming over.
Oh,
Nurse
dear.
is gonna tell a
You
nursing story.
know that you have learned how to pack a wound when you go to the wound care clinic and the burn clinic, and the nurse says, "You're better at this than I am," and I'm like, "That's probably
Jesus.
because I'm stuffing gauze in his scrotum 3 times a day." So, you get pretty good at it after a while.
Yeah, but anytime she was pulling the gauze out, she never did the da na 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 swan. You know, she never pulled any doves out.
That's sad. I mean, she could have done so many tricks.
Rabbit out one time, but that little bastard didn't want to go anywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the one that got stuck up there. Now I put 2 and 2 together. I get it.
Good morning, Deborah Miller. And
Hey,
she's
Deborah.
saying that she's knit de tunk right, Noe. No response?
I
don't know whether or not to be sad for her or call her a liar, but
You know what? I think I do. There it is. Okay.
wait. I just hope you deleted the picture, Doc. Please tell me you deleted the
which
picture
one?
of your the balls and.
nope, he's about to no context tweet that shit right now.
No! Oh hell no! I will unfollow
no,
his
the wife
ass.
will divorce me if I do that. Because that's going to bring PTSD right then and there.
Oh dear Lord! Wow. Oh, my head hurts.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Good God. Oh. Okay, Merc said his signal dipped. He probably won't be back for the night.
Yeah, I
And
saw.
Cola Krill, I appreciate that. I like to think every so often, like maybe every 10 or 15 minutes out of the hour, that we're actually entertaining. Whereas I know there are people like, yeah, I listen to you guys all the time. It just helps me get through work. And I'm like, okay. Yeah, it's something to listen to. I'm like, oh, you're doing better.
I mean, that's really what I expect us to be. Like, I don't really see us as, no offense, but I don't see us as being like the most entertaining, you know. Like, I just see us as being available.
Well,
Oh goddamn!
like that's what we are. We're your late night fun. Like, that's it.
it's
Like, and all the other bars are closed. You might as well go to this
so what?
dive.
It's like a suicide hotline for bored people. Yeah.
Wow.
I'm just really bored and I can't take life any longer. And well, then listen to us, by God.
Yeah, we'll be your last resort.
God damn. Wow. I think I'm gonna go cry now. Like, as long as I stay alive, I'm okay being mediocre.
Wifey just showed me pictures of my.
Gaming, it's not on you. It's just on me mostly, to be honest. Like, cause I started listening to Doc. I don't even know how long ago, but you'd already had a couple of these like late night streams out. I just never heard one before.
I initially started them like mid Saturday because nobody was doing anything Saturday, and I'm like, I'm bored. Yeah. It's Saturday. I don't watch anything college football or basketball, so fuck it. I'll just stream. And it's funny because one of the regulars that used to come onto that stream was Stone Mexican Guy. And I think now he's frequently doing the Autistic Spitcast. And I told him, I said, dude, I know the kind of people that you have on there, and they make you laugh, and sometimes they make me laugh, but most times they don't. I'm just glad you have a picture. He's got a video of train footage where it's just a train weaving through the countryside, and I'm like, I'm just here to watch the train. So I feel for him. But I don't know. I mean, okay. There was death happening. This is the first Christmas where mom and dad are gone. They shall not be attending. But all in all, it wasn't horrible. I mean, because you kind of expect that people aren't going to live forever, and if they do, they're vampires, so you want them to fuck away from you. So, I don't know. I just got to get past the burial thing, and we'll see where my head shows up. I'm pretty sure that for the New Year's Day, that there's not going to be a doctor on call.
Oh no!
I'll be honest. It gives me an excuse because I haven't been able to book anybody, because everybody that's kind of got a bigger name was like, well, let's just hold off and wait until the new year comes. And it's like, well, wait a minute. If I call them in the new year, that means I'm probably never going to be able to book anybody for January. I have to skip and go to February to get them in. And, the people I was trying to call during the holiday season were like, well, it's the holiday season. Call us afterwards. And, of course, the holiday season runs until after January 1st.
Oh, of course. He's got a hangover on January 1st. Almost
I
everybody.
am trying to get an old buddy of mine on who's a stage actor but a functional alcoholic. And I'm like, well, he's going to be fucking drunk anyway, regardless.
Addie, I didn't know you were a stage actor.
No, but I am a functional alcoholic.
It's not a myth. It is definitely not a myth. I've seen people who have been, 10-year heroin junkies, and they shoot just to maintain, and they're completely functional.
Mm-hmm.
They work at like tattoo parlors, but
Well, isn't it true that some of the most talented artistic people are some of the most foreign subject messed up people that there are? Period.
It's either those foreign substances, or it's already a messed up head chemistry. Because they always say that genius is only 2 steps away from insane.
Right.
Oh shit! So I'm 2 steps away from genius
or insane.
Yeah,
I think she's only 1 step from insane.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure I'm already there. I'm saying I'm because genius is 2 steps away from insane, and I'm saying I'm 2 steps away from
Wifey
genius.
just
I could be a genius too if only I had any talent.
Wifey just showed me pictures that she kept. It's on the Google Drive apparently, and she's like, "I'm gonna no context tweet now," and I looked there. She's like, "No, it's not gonna be your scrotum."
Thanks, Jolly Rogers.
And
have a good night,
morning
dude.
And good night, Jolly Rogers.
Oh, fuck, it's cold. I don't like it, but cigarettes are good.
That's right, kids. Nicotine, good and good for you.
Oh, yeah. Like, we want to talk about addictions. Like, I survive off of caffeine and nicotine. Like, that's my diet of choice.
I do like my caffeine.
Oh, I used to. It was harder than shit to get over. You know, kind of like my first wife. It was kind of hard to get over the fact that she liked to fuck other men behind my back. But I got over it.
You like your wives like you like your coffee without other people's dicks in them.
I try.
Six get mentioned. I'm trying to. I'm sorry, Vlad.
Good morning,
how are
Vlad.
you?
Mm.
I couldn't help it. I needed a cigarette, yo.
You know,
Just
and I can say this a million times, and people will still try to call me on it. And you can't quit smoking unless you have your mind made up to quit smoking. If you're doing it for a reason or for a loved one, you're going to fail every time.
Or doc morphine. Because I had to go to the hospital once for like 9 days. Didn't miss smoking once because I had a steady drip of morphine.
Okay, yeah, I can get with that. They did Dilaudid for me. Yeah.
Also good stuff.
It's just like, now, if you're really in pain, you can hit this button once every hour. And I'm like, really? So yeah, needless to say, I didn't give a shit if I was in pain or not. I was ringing that damn bell. Yeah, and then they give me Oxycontin, and I just pocket that. I just set it off and pocket it away. So I had a tin full of Oxycontin when I left too. Because I'm like, Jesus, guys, you know, you've got synthetic morphine essentially with Dilaudid, so I don't really need anything else except a fucking Ambien. And they are just nuts. They'll give you all these high-powered drugs, but they won't give you Ambien. Tell me how that makes sense.
Well, it's probably, I imagine it's dangerous in a different way, isn't it?
There's no cross interaction with it. It's just they were weary about prescribing it. And I can't wait because I get to see my doctor in January. I'll finally be on wifey's insurance, and I'll get to see my very Indian doctor who has very hairy ears. And
I'm assuming you're saying spotted, not feathered, right?
Well, duh.
They're good. Those Indian doctors are good.
Yeah, but his really bad breath and his very hairy ears. It kind of looks like. Have you ever seen pampas grass? That's like that white fluffy stuff that grows down in southern states. No, not a pussy willow. Those are like brown. But it.
I just wanted to
I
say
should no
pussy
context
willow.
tweet a picture of pampas grass because I haven't. I've been kind of missing the no context tweets. I'll tell you. Okay, yeah, there are some good images. Okay, no, not the purple one. Okay, yeah, this one looks very much like what his ears look like. And he's always well. So is there a problem this time? And I'm like, no, Doc, it's the same shit over and over.
Okay.
Yeah, this is what pampas looks like, or pampas grass. And he's probably in his 60s because it's hard. I don't know. Is there a saying like black don't crack for Indian people?
Not that I know of.
Because they age rather well. They don't get crusty quickly. But yeah, that's what his ears look like. They're all fuzzy, and I can't help but stare at his ears all the time. And
Why don't you just tell him? Why don't you shave your fucking ears? You gross ass fucking Indian.
I don't
Something like
know. Maybe his wife likes it. They have a husband and wife practice. And it's funny because when I was getting my physical, she came in and gave me the physical. And I'm like, so either your husband doesn't like cupping balls or you do. Which is it? Duh.
Boo.
Welcome to the stream, Ruckus. And apparently your appearance has knocked out the cadunt.
Speaking of pussy willows.
Well, gaming and yelling, we can reference you whenever we want to talk about bloody vaginas. So.
Lick me, okay? Lick me.
Hey, be nice to Gaming. He's my second favorite Mexican.
Yes, sir, Eddie. I apologize, sir, Eddie.
Why can't I be his third or even third? Jesus Christ. I can't even take third.
You're just lucky, gaming and yelling. The Sir Eddie is my savior, okay?
Savior. What? You're what?
Listen here, woman.
Okay.
I bet my vagina is bigger than yours, motherfucker.
Your mangina is huge.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, now that you're on, what the hell is what's the ultimate goal for the Long Dark?
Survive.
Do you get to a certain date, like at the end of Five Nights at Freddy's, and it's like, okay, woo, helicopter comes pick you up? It's just you survive until you die.
Well, it depends on what mode you're playing. If you're playing story mode, then there's a story. Mm-hmm. That's the one I like to stream. And then I cut it up, and it's basically I stream it so you guys can see it, see the full story as far as what all goes into it. And then I cut it down into those segments, and then put the story videos out there. So that's the real reason for streaming it. And then the one I did today was just screwing around. But it's a fun little game just to screw around on sometimes. And then there's other things. There's like challenges where they have a giant bear chase you. They've got other things where the longer it goes on, the more severe it gets. So to the point where it basically kills you. So what else? There's another one where you're supposed to gather all the information off the computers once the aurora borealis fires up in the sky. The lights in the sky fire up and turn on all the electricity again. And you're supposed to run around and gather all the stories around that. So there's a bunch of different little modes. But yeah, ultimately the survival one is you go till you die.
That's really kind of depressing.
That's why it's called the Long Dark and not the happy ending. They're talking.
I think they're both similar to each other.
Oh yeah, you're gonna fucking die. That should be the name of the game.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
It used to be far worse when they initially released it. It was way worse about 4 years ago. Because I've been playing it since it's like 7 Days Left to Die. I've been playing that one since way early alpha. Like when it first hit Steam, I bought it. And it's gone through massive changes because it used to be that if you were outside for longer than maybe a minute in game time, you died of cold. Didn't matter what you were wearing. And if a wolf attacked you, you just died.
That doesn't have repeat playability stamped on it for some reason.
Well, it does in the survival aspect because the maps now anymore are literally, you could run from one side of the map to the other, and it would probably take 20 minutes. And they've got 8 of them. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I'm interested in survival games. I do find myself watching them. But, yeah, I don't think personally I could handle it. I think I would get a little nuts.
Oh yeah, no, there is a mode that you will like, Doc.
Okay.
Sorry, guys. Sorry. I just got back in from outside. And it's -20.
Do you get to rape a bear?
No, you get rescued.
Does a bear get to rape you?
A bear rapes you all the time if you aren't prepared for it.
Yeah, isn't that something you just fucking run
I'm
from?
buying this game.
No. Well, you could, but they catch you. They're faster than you, so are wolves, and so are both animals in real life anyway.
Get into one of your huts? Or do they break it down?
Yeah, no, you can do that. Yeah. No. You can run inside a hut. But the best recourse for a bear charging you is shoot it. And if you can't shoot it, then at least give it a couple of knife wounds. It'll probably still kill you. And the problem is, too, is after you get mauled or after you get in a physical altercation with a wolf or a bear, it's really kind of funny because the attack actually doesn't kill you. The initial attack of them mauling you doesn't kill you if you watch my gameplay. It's afterwards that kills
out.
you. Yeah, well, you got to bandage yourself. You got to... so you got to patch your wound from bleeding to death. You got to stop the infection if there is one in your veins because you don't know. You've probably sprained a wrist or sprained an ankle. And if you're overweight, if you're just simply overweight, over-encumbered, carrying stuff around, they don't stop you from moving. But the more you're over-encumbered and the more you walk around in the game, the higher chance it has of spraining your ankle or spraining your wrist.
Okay.
So there's a ton of things that can kill you in this game, not to mention the cold. And then we haven't even gotten to the cold that can kill you. Or not drinking safe water. Or running out of matches, not being able to light a fire. Or, I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on.
And he fucking drinks toilet water all the time, the fucking freak.
Do not drink. It's Canadian.
It's toilet water. It's in the freaking toilet.
Okay, first off, it's Canadian toilet water. So right there, it's been blessed by Trudeau. Okay, so you know it's free. You know it's good.
I mean, if you could get the water from the tank instead of the actual toilet bowl, it would have been different. But
gaming, I think you're supposed to assume you're getting it from the tank, not the toilet, buddy. But yeah.
Nah, he's reaching into the toilet, not the tank.
I don't know. If that's Canadian toilet water, it sounds very risky that you might catch socialism.
I was going to say, I think you might have culturally appropriated the toilet water.
Probably. I probably have.
Yeah, you fucking transphobe.
But yeah, the whatever. Gaming's yelling is just mad because Addy is my savior. My Lord and Savior.
Now, can I ask a serious political question here? Why is it that Justin Trudeau seems to be the only leader of a country that likes to dress up publicly?
Because he's a tranny?
I would think somebody would have called him for cultural appropriation.
They have.
I think it has more to do with the fact that and Addy and Gaming Yelling, no insult is made by this. By the way, I'm not even kidding around with this.
Mm-hmm.
So take this question seriously, or this comment seriously, but not in like a, fuck you vein. But I think it's part of the gay movement or that kind of faucet where he's the leader of a country. He's homosexual. I'm gay. I'm here. I'm loud. Hear me. I'm so proud kind of shit. And I'm going to show you all how to do this right because you're a bunch of idiots. I think that's what it has to do with.
I disavow there's a strongly difference between gay and moron. I think there's a strong difference.
I don't
think he's
believe that's right. I think gay and moron is exactly the same
I
thing.
think he's a fucking idiot. He got ridden in on the coattails of his father. People are like, hey, you know, Pierre Trudeau, he didn't do so bad. You know, let's give Justin a turn.
Oh no, absolutely. And the thing about Trudeau is that I absolutely do not. I agree completely with Addy, and I'm not sure what gaming yelling's talking about. As always, but no, the thing is, yeah, love you too, sweetheart. But no, Trudeau actually he got elected by falling downstairs. It was one of his gigs. Yeah, you know, he fell downstairs in an interview before the presidency, before the election. He's like, this is the party favor I like to do, and then fell downstairs. I mean, this guy is unplugged completely.
Do either of you know who Blind Press is?
No, sir.
She nursied for me once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, she did. She does a morning stream with Skep Talk, and she's from Canada. If you ever want to laugh, ask her what she thinks of Trudeau.
Hell yeah. What's her name? Blind Nurse?
Yeah.
Blind Press.
You know what's funny? Oh, yeah, Addie, she was the first nurse that asked if we could do a bit. And I'm like, well, what do you want to do? And she's like, I just want to make a blind joke. And I'm like, all right. So,
just a bit of trivia. She's called Blind Press because she is actually blind. That's the whole.
Oh, kick ass.
Yeah, because we sat back and had a long conversation. I was like, I would like to have you on. You know, do you use like a voice to text? Do you use a braille reader? You know, how does it work for you? And she explained how she does it, and it was so funny because when she came on to the green room before the show, she's like, I've been walking around the house saying my lines all day, and people are wondering what the hell's wrong with me. Like, she's a sweetheart.
She's fantastic.
Yeah, but I mean, to be able to do YouTube and set up everything in the computer while blind, that is fucking amazing.
And a lot of times when she does her show, you can hear, I don't know what program is used, but it will read news stories to her, and then, you know, she'll address them. And it's going at like 5 times the normal speed, and she's taking this all in and then discussing it until right afterwards.
Holy shit. I mean, I could barely make this shit work, and I have full use of both my eyes. I mean, that's incredible.
She's definitely going to be an interesting interview.
Oh, absolutely. Tell me, send me a Twitter reminder when that is, dude. I really want to watch that because that is fascinating. If she's blind, can pull that off. Holy shit, that's impressive.
Doing interesting things.
Hell yeah, dude. More interesting than me, Jesus. But no, I mean, back to the Trudeau thing. I've got a co-host that's from Canada. I'm playing Discord with King that I do with King and shit. And the thing is that he tells me about Trudeau's and all the shit he likes to pull all the time, because he's a Indian, lives on one of the reservations or whatever it is up there. And he was telling me about all the ways he's fucking them over just repeatedly. He just comes out and just keeps changing the rules and changing everything else, and just apparently Trudeau's quite the little shithead.
Would you parallel him to the Enfant Terrible?
The what, Doc? Couldn't hear that.
Did I?
You just started echoing really badly.
Am I echoing now?
Yep.
Huh.
No, you're back to normal.
Is it anything like the Enfant Terrible?
I don't know what that is, sir.
It's an old phrase, which basically means the terrible child, where you get the offspring of kings and queens, and they just act like complete and total bastards.
Yes. Yes, all day. Yes, on that one. That's exactly what he seems to be. Because I mean, even when the Venezuelan thing happened, and even when the French thing was happening, right? He didn't comment on how the people there are doing this, or the people there, the people in the French citizens are actually, they see something wrong, so they're writing it through protests, right? He didn't even go that route. He just congratulated the French leader on upholding the, climate change accords. I'm like, wait, there's no accord, asshole, if the society you're in and of itself that voted you in is an utter revolt about it. That's not a success.
Well, I'm pretty sure, and don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure that that Justin Trudeau has trouble with that test where you put the round peg in the round hole. Yeah.
Oh, and it's brilliant too, Doc. If you guys ever want to watch this, Addie, you're stateside, aren't you?
Thank God, yes.
Okay, good. Anyway, but the thing is that Trudeau, every time, if you ever watch Canadian Parliament or whatever it's called, I think it's Parliament. The thing is that every time he gets challenged when they do their open questions to the Prime Minister, President, whatever the hell he is, the thing is that whenever they do those open questions in that forum, every time the right or the opposing party asks him a question, it's normally, you see this all the time in Britain and Australia, the leader, the president or prime minister, whoever it is, will get up and answer that question directly. And he never does. He always has one of his lackeys do it. Like every single time. There's like, I think since he's been elected, I think there's been 126 times he's done this.
Fuck.
It's a major problem he's got.
His people have probably advised him to keep his mouth shut as much as possible.
Yeah. At least he does it well, I guess. Holy shit.
I know Blind Press is quite confident that if he gets reelected, or however they choose your prime minister there's going to be a no confidence vote shortly thereafter.
Isn't that what they're doing with Merkel?
Oh, yeah.
That's what they did with the Prime Minister of the UK.
Well,
Theresa May.
Hit May, but didn't they also do that to Angela Merkel in Germany? Give her a no confidence vote?
I thought it was just that did so poorly in elections that she was probably told her time has come and gone. But I don't know.
Here's
You
the
could
door.
very well
Walk
be right.
through it. It's like, I know. It says exit on it, Angela. There's a reason. Bye. I mean, I feel so sorry for Germany because they're going to have to. How are they going to make that ground up? It's not going to be done within a decade.
Are you talking about all the immigration? I don't even mean this flippantly. I mean this quasi seriously. I don't know that the Germans are the people you want to piss off.
Yeah,
history has shown that becomes messy.
I just don't know how. I don't know how they're going to do it. I don't know how they're going to make that push, unless they severely radicalize, and start loading them up in trucks and dumping them off in Luxembourg.
Well, I think that there aren't that many of them that are actually citizens yet, so they can still be told to leave.
Yeah, but
Eddie's right.
Whether or not they will be is an entirely
the same
different matter.
jackasses that when they were put in the not a detention camp, but the immigration clearing camp, that they had riots because they couldn't get Toblerones.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yes.
Jesus.
I don't know, but I don't personally, not to get too political, I don't see how mass relocations solve any problems. The problems need to be fixed where they started, not exported.
Well, in the major problem I see, Addie, is the same reason I'm against immigration here. Well, not immigration, I should say, but illegal immigration. Or letting just everyone flood in with the no border aspect. The reason I'm against it is because, right or wrong, I still think the the paper written back in, I think it was like the 80s, that said, look, guys, and it was written by a PhD, and it wasn't political at all. It just simply pointed out that unless you have people acclimate to their new society, and it takes about 10 years for the parents to do that, if you don't let that happen, the kids grow up very, very poor, very, very ostracized, and they usually end up in the incarceration system because of all that.
And the other aspect is when you're talking about some of the richest nations on the planet, like Germany or the U.S., those countries should take advantage of the fact that they should be in a situation to pick or choose the best.
Well, both
Absolutely.
Australia and Canada has that that beneficial skills rule that if you're wanting to immigrate, you better have a skill that we can use or fuck off. I mean, Australia, for all the turmoil that they're in right now, it's they're legit about cracking down on people. Well, to give a relevant story, my my Irish twin is married to a lawyer for one of the Fortune 50 companies. Not to go into too much of what the company is, but Australia has interest in what they do, and he's one of the guys who helped shuffle the paperwork. Well, when he came in, they gave him a 60-day visa, and they came and checked on him on day 59 and said, "Are you leaving yet? Are you packed? Are you ready to go? Did you get your souvenirs? Bye."
I was going to say, for the whether you are the right or the left in Australia, they are actually really good about the whole immigration thing. And the other thing I'd like to point out too is that, and Doc, you know this as well as I do, and Addie, you probably know it too. And Gaming Yelling, well, I'm sure everybody knows this actually, but the thing is that anytime you start to do things in society or even in your own life where you're like, okay, I can't have the entire bag of cookies, you know what I mean, when I want them. I can have two, and then I gotta. Anytime you enforce limitations on yourself that are good for yourself, you have conflict, and I think that's why Australia's having all these problems with that, or they look like it's a kind of a mess, is because they're enforcing what they need to, and you never get that. You get when you can do whatever you want, however you want, as much as you ever want, indulge yourself as much as you want. You never have those restrictions. You never have that conflict. It doesn't mean everything's good. It can mean the very, very opposite many times. Hey, Cadunters.
Cadunty.
Hey.
I love Cadunters. Can you please tell Doc I did not kick you off when I came on? Can you please tell him that?
Actually, Doc, he's actually telling the truth. I went to go
by the
and
way,
say goodnight.
you do know that Addie is vehemently spreading the word of Caduntery.
That's right, you cadunt.
What is Caduntery?
We decided that anything that would be a dirty or naughty word can be replaced with cadunt. It'd be twice as funny.
I'm totally down with this cult. I'm totally down with it.
Well, no, but if you're talking about cults, though, don't make me your god. Don't make cadunt your god, because I'm currently in the process of starting a new religion. It's called Pickle Jesus.
Okay, no.
And the religion is called Gherkinism.
Okay, now here's a good question. Can I still have Addie as my Lord and Savior, but still use the Cadunterins?
Oh yeah. You're not going to hell for saying cadunt.
Excellent, awesome. Okay, I'm on board. Totally on board with all of this. I just need my hat, and I'm good.
Cadunteries expands across all religions. I'm just as the cadunt. I'm going to lay that out there right now. I don't care what religion you are.
Only real important question I need to ask is, what do the high priest robes look like?
For cadunt or for Pickle Jesus?
I got decisions here.
Well, cadunt isn't a religion. It's just a word.
It's a verbal spice.
Yes.
Now, Pickle Jesus, a nice picture of him came out on Twitter yesterday. I think basically they They put the head of a pickle on the body of Jesus, and they put Jesus' hair on top.
Now, is this in relation to Full Metal Pickle? Is this like a brother of his or something?
No, this is pickle, as in, I don't know, pickle.
Okay,
the one who's always on here.
Yeah, that's the Full
one
Metal.
Full Metal Pickle.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Full Metal Pickle. Okay. So Addie is the minister of the Jesus Pickle, and Pickle is my savior, and I get to use Cadentrism. Great. I've been working on a character, Addie, in my spare time, because I'm a loser, and and he's I call him the Reverend, and I haven't really figured out a name for him, but he's a Southern Baptist preacher that's continuously confusing religions, how they go about doing their thing. He always says praise Jeebus because he can't say Jesus. So yeah, he's just an idiot that's a preacher, and just he says, send me your seeds and I'll spread them all over my face and rub them in. He doesn't really understand what he's saying.
That sounds fantastic.
Yeah, no, he's a total moron, and that's the point.
I've been to a lot of tent revivals, and you get into about the 5th or 6th hour, and yeah, it's deer in headlights. People just looking around, trying to figure out why they're still here.
Mm-hmm. Well, I figure I'm going to take the Southern Baptist approach, Doc, and anybody feel free to comment or try to on the stream, because this character's still in the evolution of it. But I was going to start off with a Southern Baptist preacher where I start off slow like a normal sermon and then get heated up and getting into it. You know what I mean?
My only suggestion is once you get a little ways into it, bring out the snakes.
Bring out the snakes? Okay.
There's no good Southern Christianity unless there are poisonous snakes involved, really.
This is a good idea. I'm going to write that down.
Wait, but isn't the character going to die, though? Because it's happened multiple times when they bring the deadly snakes and they're like, Jesus is going to save me and I'm not going to die with it. Died from poison sting or bite.
I love it.
I love it. Christian branch. I believe it's in West Virginia. West by God, Virginia.
Surprise.
Is the snake
No
cult.
shit.
Lysa's put that up, so I went ahead, no context, retweeted Pickle Jesus. No, really, if you want to start with the wheels coming off the wagon, the Southern Baptists took a lot from the Pentecostal Apostolics, and they're known to be the holiest of the holy rollers. They're the ones, and this was the church that I preached in when I was 13, where there's a passage from the Old Testament that says, "For the glory of a woman is her hair." And so they interpreted that to mean that women were not allowed to cut their hair. Just the same as how they shun the colors black and red because they are worldly colors and colors of the devil, and that women aren't allowed to wear anything but dresses or long skirts. They're an interesting lot.
They sound like they're a hell of a lot of fun at a party.
Now, my favorite was the evangelicals, because we went like when I lived down in the projects, literally a church bus would pull up, and all the parents would push their kids out and say, "Go to church." And so we would end up going to church, and we went to one that was an evangelical. And it was a black preacher, and he, in the middle of his sermon, he felt the power of Jesus. So he jumped down off the pulpit and started walking through the crowd, whacking people in the heads, knocking them down, filling them with the power of Jesus, or chronic traumatic encephalopathy, whichever one you want to go with. But they basically drafted us to be part of the kids' chorus. So, I mean, we had a bus full of kids that were automatically their chorus. And, we were up on the risers back behind the pulpit. And after he got done smacking a shit ton of people, he turns around and starts walking back to the pulpit. And one of the kids next to me is like, he ain't fucking touching me. And we scattered. Like it was a zombie plague, man. We just got the fuck out of there. And we got free ropes. But we had to give them back.
Nice.
That was kind of sad. But yeah, I mean, it's a real interesting culture. If you can get into a tent revival and not in any way break out in diehard laughter, then you'll have a good time. That's.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, Doc. The thinking for this character came from two places. Was that I've always liked Southern Baptist preachers. I'm non-religious, but I got dragged to a when I lived in St. Louis by my little neighbor, the black lady that lived next door. Her husband, her son, was in prison, and she wanted me to go to church with her because no one would go to church with her from the neighborhood. So I got I didn't so much get asked to go. I got told I was going. She was a very sweet lady, but so I went with her, and it was the funnest time I've had in a church in like 20 years. Because people were getting up, speaking in tongues, dropping in the aisleways, and having seizures and running around, and it was great, Doc. It was so much. I'm not even religious, and I was just like, "Oh, this is fun." And the preacher gets excited, starts sweating and pacing on the stage like he's about to explode. It's great.
If anybody's seen the Blues Brothers movie, the Reverend Cleophas James, played by James Brown, that's not necessarily wrong.
Mm-hmm. No, it was amazing, Doc. It was an amazing time. I encourage everybody, even if you're not a worshiper of Christ at all, or even if you're a pagan, go to one of these. If you can find one, go to one. If they're really lively like that, because it is a great
for the
show.
Collection plate, and then.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's
so. Okay. I actually have a fun little story. So my family and I, we'd moved to this new city for us, and my dad is all about like, oh well, what church will work for us, and we got invited to go to this one church. I believe it was Pentecostal. And we go in, and we go to a service, all of us together, because we're family and we're gonna show unity as a family, blah blah, just to give it a try. And preacher's very like, what I always imagined like a Southern Baptist preacher would sound like, oh Lord, save us from the demons and blah 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 kind of thing. Like he was very animated about it. And then like, let's all stand up and pray and blah 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 blah. You gotta shake the demons out of you. And so he's saying all this stuff. And I'm just like, okay, this is a little much here. Come on, guys. And like there's people that I can hear like, oh Jesus Christ, oh Lord, like, whoa, get the demons out of me. Oh, like like all around us. And I'm just like, okay, this is different. All right, that's fine. And we leave, and my dad's like, okay, so girls, how did you feel about that? I'm like, well, I was a little exuberant. And my family's like, exuberant? Like, that was fucking crazy. They were speaking tongues. I'm like, well, like, sure, they shook their lips every once in a while, but they weren't really speaking in tongues. Like, they just kept repeating some of the same shit over and over. And they all stopped and looked at me, and they're like, are you telling me you could understand what they were saying? Because apparently these people were all speaking in tongues. Yeah. Like they were all doing the la 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 kind of thing. But I didn't hear it. I heard them like saying, Jesus, like save me, like get the demons out of me, Jesus, Lord God, Jesus. That's all I kept hearing them say repeatedly. Every single one of them were apparently speaking in tongues.
Okay.
And I've already had really good results, by the way, Cadunt, on the test pilot for this character. Because I went on I tested it out in the ultimate place I could. Back when Pinoid was at, I think, 700 subs, I went on his show And Pinoid's always gotten on me about not having a whole lot of energy. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Say it with your chest. And I'm like, dude, not everybody wants a rampant fucking bull running around making a mess of shit on their shows. First, it's not my style. Secondly, there's a time and place for monkeys. I mean, that's what you gotta decipher this, brother.
Anyway.
Yeah, there you go. Anyway, but the thing is that I keep pointing this out to him, hoping one day it'll sink in. But the thing was, so I got on a show one time, and it dawned on me, because he was doing the Jesus Christ is not a bitch made nigger little church thing he does sometimes on a stream.
Mm-hmm.
And he was smacking the quote unquote bitch out of people. And the thing was, so I went off like a reverend all of a sudden on a tirade. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I said, now if you a woman, go back and make your man a sandwich. Go make him a sandwich. If you know somebody, brothers and sisters, somebody that needs the bitch smacking out of him, take your right hand back and pull it back behind you. Bless it with Jesus. Focus on Jesus being in your hand. Arch your back so you can put your back into it and smack him upside the head, releasing the demons, and let Jesus come back into the soul. And I mean, I just kind of went off like that, right? And his chat went berserk. And I went, okay, so test pilot works really good. Great. I can sell this character apparently.
Well, that's very good.
But the problem is with the Jesus Christ was not a bitch made nigga thing, is that I like the idea. I think it's a fun idea. I think it's a great idea. The problem is appealability to a larger market base. It just doesn't seem to be there. Because you're gonna offend a lot of people with that word nigger. You're gonna turn a lot of them off. They're not gonna want to hear what you even have to say before you've even said it.
Well, that's why you don't use the hard R.
That's still a roadblock.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You're still gonna turn off.
Well, I gotta say, if you're doing the Southern preacher, I think Negro would actually be better.
Ooh, I like it. I like it, Eddie. I like it.
I'm just imagining the possibilities.
Y'all motherfuckers need racism.
Helping to make the world a better place, one bad idea at a time.
Exactly. So, well, see, the thing is that I love the pickle idea, and I love Addy being my Lord and Savior, and I love the Conduntism now, because now I've got an entire mythos I can build off of. You know what I mean? Where none of these things are offensive, but you want to know more. You want to figure out who these people are.
I mean, saying that none of them are offensive.
Just me hearing you talk is offensive to me.
See?
Well, offensive, guys. There's an amount that people are willing to be. I mean, all humor is offensive in and of itself. It's some part of it is going to be offensive no matter what you do. So I'm not trying to avoid offensiveness. Okay, I'm trying to avoid the over the red line stuff, the way out of the mainstream. I'm trying to avoid that.
Understandable.
Because I want people to show up and listen to it, and then they can decide whether they want to listen to it or not. I don't want them to look at the very name and be like, nope, done. I don't want that. Because
yeah, I can understand that.
I want to put a pretty box on the label is my point. And doing it this way with Sir Addy being my Lord and Savior, the pickle Jeebus, and having and spreading the word of Conduntism is perfect.
No. Conduntism is literally from my understanding, and Addy, please correct me if I'm mistaken, but it's just you replace bad words with a form of saying cadunt.
Yeah, no. That's the whole point.
Yeah,
it's a fun little trick, and so people can. And the thing is people are going to wonder who cadunt is, and I can leave a link to your page in my channel. I can leave one to Doc. I can leave one to Sir Addy. I can leave one to
you
Pickle.
don't need to link me in anybody's page. I just literally want the word cadunt to become like a bad word. That's it. That's all I want. I don't need anybody going and trying to check out oh, I wonder who this cadunt person is. I just want the word cadunt to be that's a bad word.
Watch, he ends up accidentally sicking a bunch of legitimately super religious people against.
Well, the thing is what it's designed to do is it's designed to give those words and meanings more depth. If people know who you are, then there's an actual person behind those meanings in words, and people can get more into it. Is my hope.
I mean, if they have to, like, can we create a secondary cadunt person? Because I don't need people like getting behind me or anything like that. Like, if that's what they need to get into it, like, I guess that's what they need. But
You go out to get the mail one day and you legitimately have protester.
People are showing up at Addie's work worshiping him. That'd be awesome. That'd be
yes, yes, I'm okay with that. Like it doesn't involve me, so I'm good with that.
I just really look forward to Pickle Jesus's future sex scandals.
Oh, nice. I can cover those. I can make those up. Shit.
At the very least,
Hashtag
make them
pickle.
adult sex scandals. Like,
Well, no, I'm not going to make them. I would never insult your guys' name or defame you that way. If I say anything about you guys, it'll be in a fun, offhanded manner that you guys can laugh at too. I try to stay away from humor where it's deprecating to the other person and just damaging, and that's all.
But you do that to me all the time.
Just when you get into the pickle sex scandal, make it with like 70-year-old women. Like he has a fetish.
No, 70-year-old men. I'm gonna make it worse.
Oh, I'm okay with this. That's good.
Yeah, but see, that's kind of like that's the kind of humor example of the kind of humor I want to use, because even Pickle would laugh at that.
No.
Even Pickle would find that funny.
Cadunt is not the next form of herpes.
No.
And gaming and yelling, the reason we make fun of you all the time, self-deprecating wise, is because you continuously wander into buzzsaws.
Well, they make a really weird, funny sound. I can't help it from getting close to them and wanting to touch them. And
I know, sweetheart, but you got to stop.
Yeah, Luis Guzman, you really need to be careful about that.
I can't help it. It's almost like fly to the fire or something, you know.
Off to the flame.
There you go.
I like tacos.
Oh my. Well.
Yeah, so it's a new character I'm considering, Doc.
You know, there's a guy who played a cartoon frog for a year and got over. So anything is possible. I mean, as long as you're having a good time doing it. I mean, I used to. Okay, this is how old that I am. You know, back when you had the answering machines, you had the tape, you put in your message, and people would like get those ones where you'd buy the pre-made messages. Well, I would make up my own, and I would do a routine that was about a minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes long. Made up my own characters and all this stuff, and I had to stop because we had people continuously calling the house, not to leave a message, but to listen to the message. So that's fun.
See, we had the similar issue with our tape record or our answering machine tape, because my dad would rewrite Elvis songs. And then like he would sing them and then have us girls like be like his background singers and sing it with him, and I still remember one of them.
Oh, by the way, good morning, Victory. Well, are you going to perform it now?
I'm trying to remember the original name of the
perform
song.
It now? Why not?
Oh, gods, no. No. I'm just trying to remember the original name of the song. Teddy Bear.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, let me be your teddy bear. Oh, let me be. Yeah. So he wrote that one, and that was like our main one that I can remember off the top of my head. Anyway, I'm rambling. I'm sorry. I'm gonna shut up now.
'Cause tigers play too rough. I don't want to be a lion, 'cause lions ain't the kind you love enough. Oh, honey. You teddy bear. I'm just trying to get her to
Go dog.
I'm just trying to get her to go. I'm trying to ratchet her.
You're not gonna get me to sing this because that, like, if my sisters ever listen, like, somehow, some way, some why, some when, if they ever listen to me on any of these streams, I want them to be like, huh, this kind of sounds like my sister, but I'm not sure. I want them to question themselves and their own ear holes as they listen. And if I sing that song, if I sing our tape recorder song, it's a dead giveaway. And it's almost like a dox.
Well, how about we come up with
Like it's
religious lyrics for Teddy Bear's song for Kadunti Bear.
I like it.
I mean, okay. I don't know how to feel about this.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing.
It certainly couldn't be a bad thing.
It means you're warm and fuzzy.
We're not talking about my warm and fuzzy, okay?
Are we? Are we really?
Too late.
We are not. We are not. I just got. I left the stream for a moment to go and talk about my warm and
Jesus.
fuzzy. All right.
Then that would be
The,
a warm, wet,
Irish
and fuzzy.
twin, in the time that we started the show, has dumped like 32 pictures into my Facebook. Yeah.
God.
Okay. So she will have to die because people who take pictures of pictures need to die. Yeah, I'm sitting there trying to get her to do to just upload to the cloud, but she's got all Apple products, and so Apple says fuck you to anybody who's running, who's not running, iOS or any type of Apple software. I was like, okay, this is great, it's solved, and I'll click into it. And no, I can't do it because I'm not running a Mac. And good God. These pictures would probably be really nice if they didn't suck. You don't take pictures of pictures. People, listen to me. Hear me. Hear the call. Good God, there could have been some good ones there.
Oh, doctor's on call.
Oh, man.
Oh, wait, doctor on call?
Yeah,
Or,
the
doc.
doctor's on
Okay.
call now.
Hey, Doc, I got a question for you. I was thinking of a really good interviewer you could do. He's somebody actually I've watched quite a bit, and he knows a ton of crap about it, and I think he'd be actually kind of interesting. Is Shadiversity?
No idea. Have not heard of.
He does medieval weapons and tactics, all that. I mean, he's a huge medieval buff. Huge. But yeah, you could have him on. I think he'd be pretty interesting because he's kind of a plump guy. But he goes out and actually fights with these swords and does these competitions and does stuff like this. You know what I mean? So it's kind of interesting that somebody could be that kind of not totally in shape and still try to compete with swords.
LARPy swords? Oh.
No, these are real competitions. So they're real long swords. They're real scimitars. They're just not sharpened. They actually use pads and whatnot in the rest of the stuff. So they're replicas, but it's not LARPing.
Oh, it's like a Ren Fair or at a SCA.
Right, it'd be that he does that kind of stuff, and he has like 500,000 subs on his channel for what he does, and he's really super stupidly knowledgeable on it.
It might be nice to every so often me have a guest on where I could actually look smart.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's just it crossed my mind. He's well spoken. He knows his stuff. Yeah, I think the way you do interviews would actually click really good with him. I think.
Okay, well, I'm gonna
just a potential out there for
I don't know how I can do. Well, okay, I'm gonna send you this. I'll send this to Kadant, and I will just send it over to you. Now, this is the picture that she sent me. Okay? This is what I'm working with. Can you see it? Okay.
Nope.
Not yet, no.
Dead air.
There we go.
Okay, that's the picture
God.
she
Oh,
sent
God.
me.
I mean, it's a cute picture, but yeah, I can tell exactly what she did.
Took a goddamn picture of it on her counter. You can see the counter. God damn. Okay, so
yeah. I mean, Doc, you say you're a boomer. She's pulling a really boomer move right there.
I said, well, fuck it then. You know, just scan them and send them over one by one. When you take a picture of a picture, that's not scanning. So here's the best I could do with it. This is the best that I could get it.
By the way, everyone, can you tell that Doc may be a little annoyed?
Yeah. Oh, no. It gets more annoying for Doc. Hey, Doc, did you know that there's free apps out there? I actually have one on my cell phone that will take scans of pictures or anything else, and then put them in a PDF or a JPEG file. So when they come out, it looks like you scanned it.
Anything would. She even had two of her kids over there, and they're like, "Yeah, we know about the cloud." And yeah, you know.
Oh shit!
Her husband is a lawyer for a Fortune 50 company. He has a scanner. He has a very nice scanner. And I'm like, it's probably a flatbed because he has to scan full documents. So fill the whole area up with pictures, not overlapping. Fill it up. Scan the whole thing. I will cut them. I will cut them out and I will make them look good. But she's taking pictures of pictures and not even making sure that the picture she's taking is focused of the pictures she's taking a picture of.
I'm so confused.
Old people trying to take pictures
she's 10
of photographs.
Months older than me.
Yeah.
And the first time that she sent one over, you know, because she's my Irish twin. And the first time that she sent one over, I'm like, how is it that I know this fucking shit and you don't? Does 10 months really make that much of a difference? Apparently it does.
Apparently.
Yeah, Doc, in comparison, you're a baby.
So what do you think about the comparison between the pictures?
You know what? Considering what you were working it with, like, you did a pretty amazing fucking job.
And look,
dude.
she's wearing fucking white pants too. Well,
is it after Labor
it's
Day?
after the 60s, I can tell you that much. But I'm sure there's probably some bell bottoms going on. By the way, the person down at the bottom is not me. Oh, I should send you.
No.
I love bell bottoms. I don't care what anyone
They're
says.
so comfy and they look stupid cute. Like bell bottoms always made my ass look amazing.
Mine too.
I don't understand the love with bell bottoms. I don't get it.
Because you're not cool.
Apparently,
you don't understand because
I'm not gay or a woman.
yeah, you don't know
Well, it
how
could be a
amazing
sailor.
your ass looks in bell bottoms.
Well, he has no ass in the first
Wait a minute.
place, so you know he's just fucking jealous.
I'm a big dude gaming. I got a butt.
Okay, I have to
Whatever.
ask you this one final DM question. Should I do this one as a no context tweet?
Hmm.
No, wait a minute. No, not that one. This one.
No. Okay, that's kind of cute.
That's
Yeah, do it. Well, you know what? Double check with
oh, she
Mama
went to bed.
Nursey.
She's done with this shit like an hour ago.
Yeah. Well, just because like I want to make sure you don't do anything to even
Are you
accidentally
kidding me? If
dox
somebody
yourself.
could find me through this picture, I will send them an autographed picture of Mr. Medicare. Okay, well we'll save it for tomorrow. So if you know if she
Yeah.
thinks that it's an okay idea, I don't think I've put up my fucking senior picture before. Now you've seen that one because I had some damn sexy legs on that one.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want, cat?
Were you wearing those
no, I
short
was wearing-
shorts? Is that the picture that I'm thinking?
No,
No, that was
I
a Halloween
I was wearing
competition.
black boxers. Oh, by the way, my ex codependent still has the picture of me placing second at the Halloween contest with Princess Daisy Duke Leia, and she has promised that she would pass it over to me.
Nice.
So now that
Oh,
one I'll
nice.
definitely put up if she passes over. Passing out. Well, it
Speaking of
is 3
passing-
o'clock,
Yeah.
and we have gone
I'm
on
like,
longer
I'm
than
there.
we should have. I have apparently another 37 pictures that I need to scan. Oh God, this is not gonna end well.
God.
And for some reason, my mom really liked an afro. She got the. It's not even an afro. Not to be racially profiling, but it's more like a Jufro.
Yeah. Well,
That's just,
Hey, I
that's
can
just
grow one of
not
those.
sexy on her.
That's
What
not
the
sexy on
hell?
anybody.
Did my mom have chemotherapy or something? Because what the fuck? My Irish twin is picking out some of the worst fucking pictures of my mom. There's one where it looks like she's got a Twiggy haircut, but it's not a Twiggy haircut because apparently she just got finished with her 3rd round of chemotherapy. God, that's an unflattering picture. What the fuck?
Mm-hmm. Hey, Doc,
Okay.
speaking of disturbing pictures, I got a story for you real quick. I have these really good friends in town. They're about 27, I think. 28. This is back a couple years. Anyway, very nice couple. Stoners. So very agreeable with everybody. And they were trying to have a kid. So they have one kid. Apparently they both had a mental breakdown because the kid died after she gave birth. It gets worse.
Okay.
So everybody was feeling bad for him about it, right? And so they get the dead baby, and I'm not even kidding you, and they take pictures with it.
oh wow.
Oh yeah, no, it gets worse. They hired a professional photographer to go out to the graveyard with them while holding dead baby wrapped up in a towel with them looking into the camera and smiling. And then they posted these photos all over Facebook for like 6 months. It was the most disturbing fucking thing I've ever seen.
I would charge a lot extra if I were that photographer.
Oh,
A
yeah.
lot.
How do you walk away from that as a photographer and go, yeah, so how was your day? I mean,
Well, the
how do you
first thing say
explain
is,
that one?
This shit is not going in my portfolio.
Yeah.
Um,
And here's the worst part, guys, is the dead baby that's in the picture. You can tell it's dead. It's very, even for somebody who likes the darker side of stuff and been through some shit, that was pretty fucked up. That was really just wow.
Are we talking by smell or what?
No, I wasn't there. I never saw this kid live. Hell no. Are you kidding me? I'd have been creeped the fuck out. I just saw the pictures on Facebook and kind of went and messaged my buddy and said, dude, what the hell's going on? And he's like, we're having a hard time getting rid of it or getting over it. And I was like, well, first off, bury the fucking kid. What are you doing? You know? And he was like, oh, no, we buried her. I was like, then what the hell's with all the pictures? Because they took time to set up. I mean, you don't get professional photographs like that by not setting the scene and setting everything. You just can't. So that one parked me in the world of, holy shit, people actually do this? Why? Why would you do this?
Some people just can't let go. That's amazing, though.
I guess.
I think people all mourn differently.
Well, you know, the original tradition, which got kind of quashed when the 1900s came around, was to leave the body in state because of the fact that travel took so much time that they would leave the corpse embalmed and in their entertainment room or in basically a place propped up in the casket, so friends and relatives could come in from wherever they were riding horseback from to come in and see the body. They used to have
wow.
Yeah, that's the whole lying in state thing. I mean, I think the last public figure they did that for was what, Stalin? And he's been lying in state ever since he's been dead. Can't you still go see him? I think you can. Yeah.
Stalin? I thought it was Lenin.
They both scare me. Oh.
Yeah, no, it's and I know it's an old school thing, Vlad, but it's still just fucking like, well, what are you doing? Because for me, it's when something dies, like, okay, God forbid if Doc died tomorrow, right? I wouldn't want to go see Doc's dead body because to me that's not Doc. So once something dies, that person has moved on. It's like they left a room.
And after a couple of days, it'd be kind of smelly.
Well, it's like they left a room of their own volition. I have no choice in the matter. And yeah, it sucks and it'll make me sad, but at the same time, that's just how things work. So you have one choice, which is to accept and move on. How hard that is doesn't really matter.
And it's weird how everybody has different traditions when mourning for the dead and stuff like that, you know, like.
Oh yeah, I think there's places in the Middle East they keep the body for like a week or something.
Oh, that's even worse. There's people who dig the bodies of their dead and they dance with them once a year.
Oh yeah, like down in South America somewhere.
I don't think it's South America. I think it's Asia.
Yeah, no, you could be right. I could have that wrong. Might be in the.
But yeah, it's so weird. But you know, everybody has their traditions and stuff. But I don't know.
Yeah.
There was my mom was a very colorful person. Let's say that right up front. Well, the picture that she cropped, the guy that she cropped out of it, was a guy named, and I remember this clearly, a guy named Ed Votaw. He was a serial killer. He was a contract killer for the mob, but he was a serial killer. And they call him a serial killer because he whacked, I think it was 7 or 8 people. And he actually got sloppy with it and got caught. But yeah, she was dating him until he got caught. So yeah, I don't know if she has discerning taste or not, but good God. Well,
as long as he was good to her, who gives a
she
fuck
really
what
should
he
have
did?
kept him in the photo because my mom was single for a time. The story was her and my dad busted up in I think it was either late 60s or early 70s. I was not even, I was getting ready to go to kindergarten at the time. And so she got married once, and then for about 15-year stretch, she was single. So she did a lot of dating. She was a very personable lass, so guys definitely wanted to be with her. And she dated some very colorful characters. One of them being a mafia hitman who was a serial killer. So yeah, I'm okay with that. Oh, but not with that. Cancel that. Don't do that. Okay.
Yeah, Furry Finley says it could be worse, Doc. He could have been
Ed
your
was
daddy.
creepy, man. You know what? The funny thing was he looked like somebody who kills people. I mean, he had the jet black brushback hair. He had the Van Dyke, and the beard hair or the chin hair was pointed. So yeah, he looked.
So he looked like Satan or something.
He kind of looked like he took the Aleister Crowley Satanism course by mail. Yeah.
Yeah, it helps if if you guys are going to become a serial killer.
Yeah,
it really helps you to look normal.
He always had some great
Hide in
suits
plain
too.
sight.
He was always very well dressed.
Yeah, speaking of serial killers, Doc, I landed a new job that starts in February, where I get to continuously work with serial killers and or people that commit very, very bad things. So, I mean, it's a gig. It's a job. But it just means I'll have some very interesting stories for you here in a couple of months, hopefully.
You're not going to make them...
Who knows? He might be able to get you a couple of interviews, too.
No. These people, no. I would not let these people near anybody that I stream with ever.
Plus, you really
for
don't
obvious
get
reasons.
any more than last somebody told me you only get about between 20 to 30 minutes depending on what state you're in as far as talking to somebody on the phone.
Yep.
Yes.
Hey Doc, I'm
we're
gonna depart for the evening.
We are because the Kadante needs
How
to go to
quickly are you
sleep,
clearing
and
decks?
I know she will go to sleep if there's no stream to be a part of. That's the devious nature of me. So, gentlemen, if you would please, let's do some shilling. I know Merc didn't shill, but that's because Merc is Merc. So, Addie, would you like to start us off?
I have a Twitter and a YouTube that are both under Sir Adamantine. I do not suggest you go to either one.
Go to both.
Yeah, at your own risk.
Might as well.
You will love it.
Check them both out. And Rackist?
Yeah, I got Rackus Network. I got a Twitter. If you follow me on there, you can get another alert of when I put videos up. I always tweet to that. And I do Rackus Network, which I do video games. I'm streaming video games all this week. And I normally do the news, commentary stuff, humor, and serious stuff too.
Yelling.
Well, I'm a League of Legends streamer. I posted my channel out in case anybody who wants to come over and say hi, please go for it.
And gaming and yelling is fun to watch, by the way. It's fun to listen to his reactions and when he gets frustrated.
Shut up!
It's fun. It is. Sometimes you squeak.
Squeak?
Whatever.
Yeah, no, I've heard him do it before. When he's getting really frustrated with something and something surprising happens, you can hear it for a split second. It sounds like he squeaks.
Oh, to be fair,
I've never heard that.
You squeak and squeal on regular streams.
Well, that's off stream, sir. There's a difference.
Get him, Maddie. Get him.
And of course, you can catch Kadant on her Twitter or on her YouTube channel. It is listed down in the descriptor box. And of course, you can also catch her on the Not Safe for Wednesdays on the Moonifest Destiny channel. As for myself, I'm pretty easy to find. I'm usually awake, unable to sleep most nights, and so that's when the Insomnia Ramble stream happens. We have been going a little earlier than 2 Amish, or 2 a.m.-ish. I don't know. I mean, we're kind of starting between 12 and 1 now. So you can kind of catch us there. If you're looking to catch up with me, or even more importantly, if you've got a suggestion for someone that you'd like to see on the main show, Doctor On Call, my Twitter's down there, of course. My Streamlabs and Patreon are there. But if you're looking for the finest in bootleg Medicare merchandise, look no further than Doc Griffin's Tea Public Store. That's right, Doc Griffin's Tea Public Store. Go there, buy something, damn it. And so that leaves me to thank our guests on the stream this evening. We'd like to thank Merc, of course, Gaming and Yelling, Sorta Adamantine, and Rakus News. Thanks, everybody, for dropping in. Especially thanks to the people who stuck by us in the chat. And a special huge shout-out to Cult of Krill, who made it not just a possibility, but a reality, to go down and watch 2 Spurks beat the shit out of each other in Knoxville. Thank you very much. And I'm serious. That second Medicare hat's going to come your way after we're done with it. Once again, my name's Doc Griffin, for my magical, mystical co-host, Kadant. Thanks, everybody, for coming out. And if you could do me just one favor, leave the money on the dresser. Good night.